Okay, guys, let's start today's class. Now, first thing first, now I want to remind you, besides the homework 5, you need to do the midterm, okay? The midterm project is under the Blackboard. Right here, as you see, okay. This one, midterm project, now we have a rubric, okay? So as long as your project contains everything in the rubric, now you don't have to worry, right? You're gonna have 100. Let's see here. The rubric of the midterm is you should have a main form, right? Of course. So in the past, we have learned chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5 chapters. Now 5 chapters. Now all among the 5 chapters, you did 3 chapter project and 3 cases. Keep in mind chapter 2 and chapter 3 together, right? Keep in mind. So actually, it remind me one thing. When I grade some of you guys homework. Now, when you give me the homework 2 and 3 case studies, you did just the user interface for 2 different cases. That is wrong. I want to remind you again. Now, this class starts with chapter 2. Now, chapter 2 is just design the user interface. Then chapter 3 is coding. So chapter 2 and 3, they are actually one part, okay? 2 and 3, you will have the same chapter project and the same case study, okay? Then we have chapter 4 and a chapter 4 project, chapter 4 case. Now, right now we are doing case 5, chapter 5 and case 5, right? I should not say case 5 because after chapter 5, you have 4 or 5 different cases. You pick up one, you pick up any one you want, right? Doesn't have to be the first case. Now, if you look at the page 1293, you see you have the planetary weight, and you have a common convention, and you have the London tube ticket and party planner. So like 6 different cases. You pick up one. You don't have to do all 6 as you know, because if someone, even though now it's week 8, but someone still did not complete any case and ask me what kind of case project they need to do. The thing is, you don't have to do all 6. You just pick up one case. Okay, you pick up one case from each chapter, behind each chapter to do. Okay, now so far, even though I'm only in the middle of chapter 5, but some of students already finished, of you guys already finished the case for chapter 5 and the project. Now I have received project for case 1 and case 2. Okay, that's 2 things I have received: common convention and planet weight. Okay, but no matter what, you need to have mainframe that is 20 points. You have labels bottom and you have checkbox on the radio button, right? When you have a checkbox and the radio button, it means you will have if-else statement, right? And the text boxes and any other object need to be used for error message box, which I think last time we stopped at the message box. Now we're gonna continue this topic. So you should have message box, okay, which is 20 points. So show you a message box. If you type like a invalid number, then you should display a message box. And if then else, you have 30 points. Declare variables, 15 points. Clear form, which is when you click the clear button, you clear the form, which is probably the easiest method, right? Just this will be only one sentence inside, clear, right? And close. Okay, clear form is like you clear and focus back to that text box. That is what we did for the past several projects, if you remember. If I click clear, I should do at least 2 things, right? Clear content, and then display, assign like a empty string to the text box .txt, property and also dot focus, right? And exit is the easy one, close. Okay, documentation 5.1, you need to have comments. Okay, without enough comments, now if without, I should not say without enough, because some people will never give me any comments. Now you have to have comments like top at the beginning to tell me the file name, your name, and the date. And for every procedure, now you should have the purpose of this procedure, and you might want to tell me what is each variable for, right? So that is like a rubric. So as I mentioned before, now we have, you can choose any design, any project you want. Actually, at the end of semester, when you do the final project, I do want you guys just, do your own stuff as long as you have this everything in a rubric. But if you don't want, if you have no idea what you're gonna do, then in the 3 midterm suggestions, okay, so you can see we have sample 1, sample 2, sample 3. So you can pick up either one of these from here. That will be probably the easiest way, so you don't have to think about your own. Okay, but if you want to do something all by yourself, I mean, like outside this 3 topic, I might think and give you like actual maybe 5 points. Yes, because I do want something new. I prefer you guys give me a new stuff instead of this. Anyway, so this is one thing. And also you can see here, submit a midterm assignment here. I give you Sunday. So it will be Sunday night. Okay. So this Sunday, now your midterm project should be due. So which means now if you haven't done this one in the spring break, so you have to be busy this week probably. Because because if you didn't do anything for the past 7 days, I understand, because I also had a lot of plan before the spring break, but somehow I was just cleaning the house. I didn't do much myself. So I mean, like so if you haven't done the midterm yet, so you still have 1 week to do so, because this is after this week it will be week 9. So definitely midterm should be due this Sunday. Now besides this, I want to remind you again, a friendly reminder. Okay, so this one, okay. Did I forget to upload the last time's video? I think I forgot to. I'm gonna do that. I think I missed some videos up here. So there's only February 28 video. Anyway, so the module 5 is also, you see, you have the decking cost, you have the lab 5. So this will be due Saturday night. So which means Saturday night, you finish up chapter 5, the decking cost, and also the case study. Then on Sunday, you work 1 more day to finish up your midterm. Because actually, if you don't have your own topic, you can just choose either one of these from the options I provide you, 3 options I provide you. Now you can finish within, like, I'm not saying 1 day, maybe half day, 3 hours should be enough. Okay. Some people, they can finish with, if you sitting in your computer without any interruptions, you can finish in 1 hour with no problem. It's easy. Okay. So that's the thing. So this week you will be busy. Now we have 2 classes this week. Okay. Monday and Saturday. Oh, sorry, Monday and Wednesday. So what I will do is I'm gonna just maybe teach you today, like I teach you until 12 o'clock. Then from 12 to 12:40, you stay here to do your case studies and also to do your midterm. And the same thing for the Wednesday. So I will also teach you, finish up the case cost calculation. Then the rest of the time you do the calculator. I mean, you do the midterm or the case studies. Okay, so that's the plan. So next week we can move on to chapter 6. So now we have 3 more chapters left. We have chapter 6, chapter 7, and I think that's it. Actually, actually, Yeah. We only have actually, we only have two weeks left. Okay, let's see. Now I might give you extra time for the midterm. So, okay, so that's, I'm probably I can move the midterm deadline to maybe next Tuesday night instead of that. So I can give you one extra day since we only have two chapters to talk about. Okay, there's two more things. One thing is we have the transfer fare. If you, I think you guys received the email from the school, right? They call it transfer fare somewhere. So if you want to transfer to like other colleges, you better, I think that's March 31st something. Let me check my. Okay, so right here, as you can see, March 31st, we have a transfer fare. Okay, Thursday from 10 to 2. You can participate. Also, for those of you who's the last semester of this RCC, you can apply for graduation. The graduation will be, you can apply graduation. Ceremony will be May 23rd. It's in the, it's not on campus. It's somewhere like, you know, in Rockland County. Okay. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, let's start the class. Okay. Now, if you have any question, you can ask me. Now, we know for every chapter, the source code is like at the end of the chapter. But you need to understand why we write those instead of just, you know, just copy down the source code. Now, if you just copy down the source code, you can finish this everything probably in 1 or 2 hours. But do you understand what is behind the code? That is the most important thing, right? So let's see here. Let's see here. This is what we have left last time. Okay, as you know, we have this started with comments, documentation, and option strict on. Then we have the public class. Now this is for the bottom calculated click. So which means after I design this user interface, we can double click the calculate, and then we can program right here. Now so far we have 6 different variables, right? How we define variables? If you remember in our rubric, okay, declare variable is 15 points. So you need to declare variables right here. Now we have footage as decimal, cost per square, which is also decimal, cost estimate with decimal, and the normal cost. If we have 3 different material, for each different material, we have this own price. Okay. Okay, so that's this. Also, I think last time we did this part. We haven't finished this one yet. So if it's numeric text footage dot text, and then, so which means, you know, first of all, if we have if-else statement. Now, if-else statement is very important. So in chapter 5, we learn if-else statement, like selections. In chapter 6, we will learn do while, which is looping, right? Now, Travis. Oh, not what's the name? Let me. Trishan, look at me. Okay, look at me. There's just okay. I know some of you guys actually at least 4 students inside of this room is from high school, right? And although you're still young, but you should have pay attention to me. Okay, so far the only person probably always pay attention is Hunter, and the other 3 people, you know, you're gonna have to, you know, focus more instead of doing your own stuff. Okay, I think that's one reason you should take the face-to-face class, because you need to really know how to, you know, do the self-control. I'm sorry to mention that. And also this class started at 11, so why show up at 11:17?
I'm sorry, I woke up late.
No, don't do that anymore, okay? We have this, as you can see, if you see the green underline, that only means you have not used that yet. So green underline means you did not utilize. Once you finish, you should be done. So for if, then, else, and if, that is the selection statement. Based on the condition or logic condition or Boolean value, you can say whatever you want. Okay. Okay, based on this condition is numeric. This is a method from the library. Okay. Now what's inside text footage.text, as long as it's a number, okay, then we can do this part. Decimal footage equal to convert, and also is convert is existing files inside of our library. Then if it's not, then we do else, display error messages. Now right here, we haven't finished this one. Now we're going to introduce you the message box. Okay. Okay. Now which is very, very useful. Okay, because you know that is 20 point of your midterm according to the rubric. Okay. As you can see here, now we have the message box. We have different message box style, but the whole idea is if I want to display a message box, it can always be like this. Message box, then this is like whatever you want to display, or we can call it as a prompt. Then we have the comma, behind comma is the message box style. And this message box style, you can use these words like message box style dot OK cancel, or you can use number to represent. Okay, so each style can have a number corresponding to. You can use like for example, the message box style OK cancel, according to here, next page. As you can see, OK cancel is 1. So you can either write down as a message box style dot OK cancel, or you can just write 1. Exactly same thing. Okay, and you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have different meaning. Okay, so right after the prompt message you want to display inside of the window, then you have this the box style. The box style can be like a message box style dot OK cancel, or just write a 1, as you can see here. And here, the next one will be the box, the window title, which appears right here. Okay, so if you want to search online, this what do you say called baby message box style, a message box types. Okay, now there right here, how many types of this? You go to here. This is a VBA message box. As you can see, the syntax of the message box is like this. Now, if you see the bracket, that means they are optional. So basically, the only thing which is necessary is the prompt message under the double quotation mark string you want to display in a window. Okay, then if you want to do something, you can have a button, then you can have titles, then you have the help file, which is those also optional. So you can see prompt, a required parameter, a string that is displayed as a message in the dialog box. So the maximum length is 1024 character, which is very long. Pretty much you don't need to do this much. And the button, which is the optional parameter, and numeric expression, so specify the type of button display. Now, what kind of button display? As you can see here, so those are different numbers: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16, 32, 48, 16, 0. So they have different numbers right behind the message you display in the window. So you want to have some buttons, right? If it's 0, just display OK. If it's 1, you have OK and cancel. So which means, as you can see here, this is OK and cancel. Now, if you want to have retry cancel, that is 5. You can write 5 right here, or you can write corresponding text, which is message box style dot retry cancel. Exactly the same thing. They are exactly same thing. Okay, so you can either write the whole name of this box style, or you can just put a number right here. Now, either way is fine. Okay, so you see the message box, we have one necessary parameter, which is the string. you want to display on the window. Then you have the box style. Either you display as this, okay, message box style dot, okay, cancel, or corresponding to 1. And the top is the title and entry arrow or ISP right here. So keep in mind, as you can see here, the button argument dot OK only, so which means only have OK button. OK, cancel, abort, retry, ignore, yes, no, cancel, three buttons here. Yes, no, retry, cancel, etc. Now, so this is a message box. As you can see here, same idea. Also, if you want to have this alert, it's called message box dot critical. The value is 16. Question mark. If you want to display question mark, you can either put, use this one or corresponding 32. Okay, it will display a question mark. Okay, as you can see here, to look at this. Okay, you see here, either you can just write every word you want to write as a message box, the prompt message, then message box style, retry, cancel. You can either use this one or use this one, then ISP. So you can display, or you can write on this. The 5 means retry, cancel. You see here, retry, cancel. Now 32, give you question mark 32. Okay, because they do have all this different values represent different things. Okay, so I can put this one inside of your chapter 5, so you can understand this better. Okay, so this is a message box. Keep in mind, it is required inside of your midterm. Okay, inside your midterm. Again, I highly encourage you to pick up your own topic. If you do your own topic, depends on your project, can give you actual 5 or 10 points. Okay, that's one thing. So you get the idea of the message box. So now what we will do is we can do it here. Go back to this, because you display the error message, right? So we can do.
Professor, I'm getting a phone call.
You go. Sorry, you finished this one already, right? So let's do this message box. Okay, message box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we do the message. The prompt message you display on the window, which is necessary. So the other parameters you write. Keep in mind, you can see here, it doesn't have many required tab buttons, titles, tab file, etc. So those 3 things, they're optional. Then even if you don't have those 3 things, now you still will have a message box. Okay, so normally we have this 3 button, right? If you look at the textbook, examples, you will have the 3 things: prompt, button, title. Now we don't use this one, but they exist. Sometimes you will see some message box contains those 3, 4, 5 already also. Okay, so you can see here, this is see here, this one. Normally you use 3 of them: prompt message, number corresponding to what kind of button you want on your message box. You want a yes, no, retry, cancel, or yes, cancel, whatever, and then choose options, which is title. Okay, so this one I already posted under the module 5. So I just realized I have not uploaded the first week of March video on the module 5. So I'm going to upload that later. Okay, I guess probably because it is too slow to upload right here. When I go back home, I totally forgot. Okay, so you can see here, now you can read about it. So you can type this message box you want to type. You enter. Now here, it asks you to do one more thing. If you remember, chapter 4, we learned string concatenation. We combine two strings together. What kind of symbol do we combine two strings together? By using the ampersand, right? Ampersand. Then we use this one to combine two strings as one string. You display this decimal footage dot the decimal footage that is right here, which you have this one here, right? You can already convert to your decimal number from text footage dot text from here, which you already did. Okay. Decimal footage. Okay. Two string. Okay, okay, which is two string. Okay, with my yes IntelliSense, as you can see, with IntelliSense, I don't need to type all of them. I just type two. It'll show me like a, you know, the two things which contains two. So I just choose a two string. Okay. This one. Then we combine this one with another string. Keep in mind that we use ampersand to combine two strings together. The next one is enter a positive number. So it asks you to do a positive uppercase. You know, inside of your string, you can type whatever you want. Okay, positive, negative, doesn't matter. Okay, so that is the first parameter. This is the required parameter. As you can see in the textbook, it's tell you comma, empty space, which means doesn't matter what, we don't want any buttons. Then we have another one because we do need title. Okay, so if you only need a message and also the title, then you can leave the button style empty. Okay, and this is input arrow. Peter, you finished, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, John, you finished?
No,
Oh.
I finished it.
Sorry. After 2 weeks, I forgot Joseph. Yes, sorry. So which means now if the text footage dot text is not a numeric, then we will do this part. Okay. We display this error message. And then the next part. So you can see the message box. So we often use 3 parameters inside. The first parameter is the prompt message you want to display on your small window. Then the second one normally is the bottom style. We can use bottom style dot okay yes, or you can just use number 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? They have corresponding numbers for each. Then after comma, it will be your title. The title you want to display on your message box. So we have the message box ready. Then we can type, make it just clear. This is what we should do every time when we can clear something. Besides, we assign an empty string to this text box. We need to do the focus, right? Okay, actually, that is the one I just typed is probably, oh, I typed the wrong one. I'm sorry, this is not right here, actually. You know what? I am going to comment on this one because I typed the wrong part. It should be on the line 49, so I'm going to comment on this, but we do need this one inside of another else. Okay, so as you can see here, display error message if user type a non-numeric value. So the one we're supposed to type is on the line 47, which is message box. Okay, so even if you type something wrong, don't worry. Later on we can fix it. Enter the square because we're gonna use this the line for the non-negative number inside of the next if else statements. So I'll keep it here. So later on I can copy and paste over there. Okay, so we have this footage of ducking, but you would do the same thing. Okay, give a message and then you do two things: assign the empty string, then make it focus. Input arrow. Okay. So leave the previous message block over there because you do need that one later. Okay. So we have this one. So which means if the most outside layer of my if else statement is if it's numeric, we do this. If it's not numeric, then we display a message box. Okay. Then next thing is txt text footage dot text cleared up. Okay, then after you clear up text footage dot focus, make it focus. So that's it. Now we have and if. Okay, so we have this part. So let's see next. So this one is the most outside layer, but we have two different layers, actually more than two actually. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 different layers of if else. So we finish the most inside one. I'm sorry, most outside one. So which is this part. So this is what we did. So I give you a minute to type. Then we can type the second layer of the if else statement. Okay. The second layer is if it is numeric, then we have to make sure, is this larger than 0? Is this a positive number or not? See, at the line 27, I click enter. Now I'm going to type. The next part is, so you can see here, the first layer is we want to make sure is the text number we type in the text box is a number. If it's a number, we convert to the decimal. If it's not number, we display a message box. Okay. The next part is we want to say whether it's a larger than 0. It's a positive number, right? We want to have a positive number. So is square footage greater than 0. Which is a positive number. How do I know it's positive number or not? We kind of compare. Now, in if else statement, we can do the comparison. Besides, we use this logic function, like a logic method is numeric. Sometimes we need to compare. We can compare larger than, less than, equal to, not equal to. So now I want to go back to the book. I'll give you a minute to type it. Now we're gonna go back to the book. Next part is when I use if else statement, I sometimes need to compare. Okay, you need to compare. As you can see in color sense, this is message box. Right after message box, it will be our condition statement, decisions. If condition, then and if, right? And what we always want to compare. As you can see here, so in VB, it's very interesting. You only need a single equal sign to do this equal to. Okay, like this. 8 equal to 8, which is true. Not equal to is like this. Large, less. This is not equal to. A greater than, larger than, less than, large equal to, less equal to. So which means you compare the left value and the right value based on the relational operator. Then you will have true or false, because right after if keyword, it is always true or false. It's always true or false, right? Now you have relational operator, equal, not equal, larger than, less than, larger than, large equal to, and less equal to. So if we want to know whether the value is a positive number, all we have to do is what? We just compare, right? If it's a positive number, it should be larger than 0. So keep in mind, in the future, no matter what language you use, okay, in the selection statement, right after if is always a Boolean value, okay, true or false. Now, where this Boolean value from? It can be from a logic procedure. I mean, or you can say better, a procedure function. The result can be true or false. You can just directly compare. Okay, equal to, large equal to, not less equal to. So if I want make it like a, you can see here. This is one of example. If int age larger than 18, then voting you can vote. Okay, equal to, you're old enough to vote. So you can do that. Okay. So back to the coding right here. So if how do I know that the value is a positive number? If, okay, if the decimal footage is from here, okay? Yeah, sorry, why it's automatically giving me that. I haven't finished it. If the decimal footage is larger than 0, larger than the compare, right? If it's a positive number, then we do one thing. Then we can determine now which button you choose, right? Cost per square foot. Okay. So that is this part. Okay. But what if the footage is less than 0? Okay. It's common, you know, we can have else right here. Okay. If it is larger than 0, we'll do something. Okay. We can select from the 3 buttons. But if it's not larger than 0, which means it is a negative number. So right here, this else is negative number. As you can see here, the VB, it automatically give you indentation to tell you where is which, corresponding to which. So you can see this if else is a pair because they are in the same line. This if else is another layer. Okay. Now after, you know, this is the second layer. Then the most inside one is like which button you choose, right? You choose a different button, you have different value. But if your square footage is not larger than 0, which is either 0 or negative number, then you can display, okay, display error message. If user entered a negative number, a negative value. Now this part is easy because I already have this message box right here. So I'm just going to copy this line. I'm going to copy this line and Control C, copy it and put it right here. Control V right here. Okay, message box. You enter a negative number. Okay, you need to enter a negative number. Okay, another positive number, input error. Okay, so after that, I can delete this part. There's no need. Okay, so sometimes even if you type the wrong place, don't worry, you can comment on it. So once you comment on it, it will not affect your result. Okay, so commenting is very important when you do the debugging. Okay, so in the future, if you are not sure about whether it's, you should do that or not, you can just comment out. Okay, then later on you can fix it. So you have this display a message. Okay. Okay, and we're going to do exact same thing. If it's error, then we're going to do exact same thing as we did for the outside layer. We want to like clear up and refocus. So again, we can copy and paste these two lines. These two lines, we're going to do exact same thing. We're going to copy, Control C, and paste right after this error message. Click Enter, Control V right here. So that's the error message. As you can see here, now this is what we had so far. So that is we finished the most outside if else statement and the second layer of if else statement. Now, only after we finish these two layers, we can start the most inside layer because we have 3 buttons, right? Which one you choose, then your unit price, the calculation unit price, you're going to use that. Okay, so okay, give me a minute. Give me this. Take a look. Now, how do I know which button we choose? Now we go back to the this radio buttons property. Now, if you double check your radio button property, this one, we have 3 radio buttons, and they do have property called checked. So the checked, if I have a radio button, I will have a property called checked, and this property should have true or false. So which means my if else statement can be like if the number dot checked, which one you choose this one, then your price should be what? Or no, this is the unit price. But at this point, you can say if you click redwood, it's false. If you can click Homicide, which is also false, right? So you get the idea. So if I go back to here, I'm go back to the line 30, so we can determine the cost per square foot. So we finish this 2 layers. So we do the last layer. So how do we know which unit we use as the base on this button, radio buttons dot check. Okay, we can say if you look at this one, what's the name of this first one? What's the name of this first radio button? RAD number. So RAD number dot checked is true. So if RAD dot number, which is true, then the price should be according to here, because you can see number is 2.35, redwood 7.75, and Homicide 8.5. Okay, they have different price. So what I will do is on the line 31, I will write if red number, you can use the IntelliSense dot checked, which is true, then I will just do decimal cost per square feet now equal to decimal lumber cost. Okay, the lumber cost already right here, decimal 2.35D. Okay. Next one is else if, so you can choose right here. Else if the next button checked, What's the next one? Redwood, which called the RAD Redwood. Okay. If it's the RAD Redwood checked, then my decimal cost per square footage should equal to decimal Redwood. Okay. Then we do another else if. Else if, wait a second. The next one is red composite. Dot check. If it's true, if this is true, then decimal cost price per square feet equal to decimal count. This one. Okay, so we have those. Then we have and if. Okay. After that, okay, then so this is like the if statement. If, else if, else if. To see among 3 radio button, which one you choose? Okay, which one you choose? Okay. Also, by the way, when you do your case questions or the chapter project, please use the pictures in the data file folder. So I have seen some of you guys use the different images. Okay, then maybe instead of use different images, you just look at user files on your data file folder. Okay. Now we have that. So we have this, depends on which radio button you choose. You can have this, right? The next part is we do the calculation. Calculate and display the cost estimate. Then we display what is cost. Decimal cost estimate will be the footage, decimal footage times the price, right? The decimal footage multiply the decimal cost per square feet. But then you want to display. Okay, so first of all, you understand. First of all, we have the cost per square feet, right? Then how many footage we have timed together. The next one will be just, the decimal cost estimate is a number. So we have to convert to string to display because we know, so whatever we display on our user interface should be string type. Okay, so if you look at this one, you want to put it here on this table. You want to display, on this part, which is label cost estimate. So this part, label cost estimate dot text should be the number here. How do I do that? We have to convert first, right? LBL, label cost estimate. This is a label dot text should equal to deck cost estimate. Then we want to just convert to string. So this is the easy one. To string with C. Okay. If you forget, in chapter 4, we learn if we want to have I think a $sign, it's a C. Okay. So which is I think in chapter 4, there's a little table. on page 189. Now, if you have your book, you can look at page 189. It shows you. I'm going to display page 189. Now, they have different, as you can see here in this table, they have different parameters in the toString function. Okay, so if you want to have a general number, is double quotation G. Now, if you have a C, that means I have $sign. F is a format. This is a fixed format. Okay, which is two-digit up decimal point. toString N, and it's a number with a 1,000 separator. As you can see here, if you want to use a toString function to convert your number to strings, then you need to apply the different format. C, G, F, N, P, E. They have different meaning. Okay, so that is so this figure is very important. Okay, because we sometimes use that, and if you're gonna want to specify more, because besides this number F, N, P, E, sometimes you have numbers behind it. Okay. C2, which means we have 2 decimal points behind behind number, and then we use $sign. C3, C4, F1, N4, P0. So these sometimes do have the number behind it. Okay, so that is this one. I just we cannot review this. Okay, why? Just answer your question. Why you want to have a C here? So go back to 247. Now, if I go to this this one here. So this is first one is done. So if you want to look, if I click start menu, start, it will run. Show you this. If I type 2, calculate, I have 4.7. If I type -1, that should give me an error message. So you enter -1 and enter a positive number. Okay, so you can try this. Okay, if I choose redwood, I have 1, give me 7.75. So you can see that is how it works. Give me 3, 23.525. So that is this. Okay, I'm gonna stop running. Okay, so this means the calculate button is done. But as you can see, normally how many buttons we have in our user interface, then we have how many procedure we have, right? Now we have 2 buttons, so which means we should have at least 2 procedures plus a form load, right? So we should have 3 procedures. Now let's finish this one called clear. Clear is very easy. Clear up everything, right? So you can go back to the user interface and double click. Now, if you double click the clear button, what happens is give you this header, procedure header. Now you can type the comments here. Now this event handler is executed when the user clicks the clear button. Okay. It clears. Okay, I'm gonna drag it a little bit. The square footage text box and the cost estimate label. Reset the, okay, I'm gonna go to the next line, otherwise too much for one line. So reset the radio button with number selected and set the focus to the square footage text box. Okay. So actually, it's all when we have this procedure comments, it kind of tell you what is exactly for this procedure. You can see here, it tells you clear the square footage text box. So how do we clear the footage box, the text box? If you want to clear the text box, just the dot clear, right? Text box dot clear. So text footage dot clear. The first one. And also then, you know, if you have a text box, you can call the clear procedure. Now, if you have a string, I mean label, you cannot dot clear. This is a label. So you just assign empty string to this. So if you have a label, just assign the empty string. Like say LBL cost estimate dot text equal to empty string. So that is this sentence, clear the footage and text box and the cost estimate label and this one. So those two lines did this part. Okay. The next part is reset the radio button with number selected and with number selected, which means we want redwood and everything else. The other one, common site, dot check false. So reset that will be red number dot checked equal to true. Then redwood dot checked equal to false. Same idea. Red composite dot checked equal to false. Okay. It is a reset radio button with the number selected because probably number is the cheapest one, so everybody choose that. The next one is set focus to the square footage text box. So that is just what text box dot focus. Okay. Text footage dot focus. That's it. So that is this procedure. So if I click clear button, I will have that. I'll give you a minute to type it. Now we're almost done with this, what do you say, 5. So what I will do is we just spend maybe 5 more minutes, finish up this form load to totally finish up this deck checking. Yes.
I'm getting an expression expected error.
No problem. So we have this now. Now, if you finish typing it, as you can see here, every single sentence has a meaning, right? Text footage dot clear, clear of the text box. Now, if you have the label, you cannot clear. You have to assign an empty string. Now you have to reset the button. So we have 3 buttons. So you make it like the first one dot check to true. The other 2 is false. Then you have focus. Okay, because the last one is so easy, so I'm gonna finish up today. Actually, I'm gonna finish chapter 5 today. So next class will be like probably just the whole practice time. So next class will be the practice time. So we have two labels. Sorry, we have two buttons. We have two procedure, right? Each procedure for one button. But then we have the form load. We always should have form load. So the form load just basically makes the text box to be focused, right? So you can double click the frame, double click. Now, if you double click, you can see here, it give you the load, the main frame load procedure. So which means once you click the start, it will automatically will run this part. Okay. Now in this part, we just make it focus and clear the cost estimate. That's the only thing we do. So you can see here, this event handler is executed when the form is loaded at the start of the program. It just sets the focus to the square footage text box. You can have a space and clear the cost estimate label. Okay, that's all you need to do. So basically, all we need to do is two things: clear the text box and also clear the label. Actually, these two things we already did inside of this function. So I can just copy this two line and paste it. Control C and Control V right here. So that's it. Okay. So you know, sometimes it will be easy, just Control C, Control V. If you already type the sentence there. So that is it. So we finish up. So which means if you want to run it, now you're gonna see cost estimate is done, it's empty, and it's focused right here. Okay, and keep in mind, I have seen some students did not, when you have this text box, you did not do the center align. If you did not do center align in the user interface design, then whatever you type is not in the center, it is somewhere. It's not, it's like a, most likely it's like a left alignment. So to make sure whatever you type in the center, you need to go to here, click the user interface, and in the text footage, and there is alignment here, text alignment here. See here, text align. You're gonna have to check to make it the center, because actually, when I try to grade everybody's homework last Monday and Tuesday, now even though you did not center, some of you guys didn't center, I didn't take any point from you, but you know, you're gonna have to make it center. So this time, I repeat again. So make sure your text box should be center aligned. Okay, so that is it. Okay, that's all for today. I mean, not all for today. So for the rest of 33 minutes, you can either do your case project or you can do the midterm project. Either way is fine. Okay, so I'm gonna stop recording.